Hello friend, and welcome back. Looking now at a brand new year, which is so exciting. I really wanted to give you 5 super simple ways that you can organize your life, your space. This is going to be a variety of tips to help you get a little bit more organized in a simple way. Now, this is not a video where I'm going to teach you how to color code and coordinate your bins and get everything lined up perfectly, but I do want to give you some really practical and helpful ways that you can easily achieve a more organized 2022. Thank you so much for being here. Let's hop right in. Number 1, lists. Make them. I have an entire video dedicated to the different types of lists that will help, that is so hard to say, that will help you stay more organized. So I will have that video linked, but I really highly recommend making a few lists in particular. I first recommend daily must-dos. This is different than your to-dos. To-dos are like, run the dishwasher, pick up the kids from school. These are just part of your daily rhythm, but a must-do could be something totally different, like call the doctor's office or make an Amazon return. So that's one list that I highly recommend that you make for every single day. Okay, here's a really good one. Birthdays that are coming up with, next to it, an idea of a gift that you think that person would like. Let's say you heard them talking about something specific the last time you were with them and their birthday's coming up, or in 6 months, it doesn't matter. You can write this idea as a hint of something that you can get them. But the main idea with this is to just keep things out of your brain. I think when we get things in our brain and we weigh ourselves down, we feel very unorganized. We feel this kind of chaotic feeling and we don't feel like we're in total control. So when we get things out of our brain and onto paper or into our phone or whatever, it really does free up this space and helps us just feel more organized in general. I do have a very organized kitchen, and this is something that I really feel like I couldn't live without this. I have a baking cupboard specifically that I have organized, and it has made baking and cooking so easy for me. I have an organized spice drawer, the labels are on there, and it just makes it so incredibly easy. So although I haven't done this in my entire home where I've kind of lined everything up in a row and labeled everything and color coded or matched the bins together or whatever, having this in my kitchen specifically has made all the difference in the world. These canisters I actually got from Hobby Lobby, and they are so perfect for putting things like baking powder, salt, baking soda, cocoa powder. I absolutely love it. And then for my spice drawer, I got the little organization jars on Amazon. So I will link those if you guys are interested. But organize your kitchen, your baking goods, your spices. It will seriously make a huge difference. If you have little items sitting out that have no home whatsoever, it is going to cause more disorganization in your space. So spend a few minutes designating a home to each item, or declutter it. That could be even better. If it's a floating item, something that you find on the top of the piano and then on the dining room table and then in the entryway, it might not be a very useful item at all, and it might just be time to let go. So try and think about how you can either declutter these little floaters or find homes for them. And that in and of itself is organizing. If you've got a home for everything, it does not matter if it's in a beautiful basket or a, labeled bin. It does not matter. But if you have a home for these items, then it will be organized because you know where it goes. And isn't that the point of organizing stuff, is to know where it goes and know where you can find it? I think that is really the point of the whole thing. So find homes for everything and clean as you go if you can. This just helps everything stay tidy. Something that I think we forget that's a really important component of being an organized person is actually setting up free pockets of time, open spaces in our schedules. I know for me, when I initially just off the bat think about organizing, I think about, laying out these details of how my week's gonna run or my month's gonna run. I'm gonna do this at this time, or this goes in the afternoon pocket of my day, and this is how I'm gonna organize. But just as important is to leave open spaces. When we think about having an organized home or an organized life, again, it's this concept of lowering our stress and just opening up more freedom for relaxation and calm in our life. So leave these pockets. Have Friday afternoon be completely open, or Monday morning, or whatever it is. You could even take a whole day if your schedule would allow something like that, where you have absolutely nothing scheduled and then you don't put things in that spot. You leave this open pocket, and that is part of your organized schedule, is this free time. I think it's so important. Let me know if this is something that you already do. It's definitely something that I do, and I look forward to this pocket every single week. One trap a lot of us fall into, and trust me, I have been there myself, that is thinking, okay, I'm gonna get organized. I'm gonna get organized this month. I'm gonna get organized this year, and I'm just gonna go out and buy all this organization stuff. In fact, I ran into another mom. She was darling at Target, and she was checking out with all these different organization solutions. And she kind of just made a funny little comment to me. She said, I don't even know where I'm going with this, but I am gonna get myself organized with these bins. And I was like, you know what? Good for you. You've got motivation. You're looking to organize your space and your life. But in the back of my mind, I was like, oh man, I felt a little bit bad for her, just because I knew what a bigger task she had ahead of her, because she didn't really know what she was using these bins for, how they were going to help her. She just knew she needed to get organized. So my recommendation is, don't buy the bins first. That is what you do last. Get decluttered first. Get this stuff out of your life that is not going to be serving you this year. Start with a small project. If you go out and you buy a bunch of storage and you don't even know what categories you have, you don't even know how much stuff you have, therefore you don't know how many bins you actually need, you're either going to have to go back to the store and buy more bins, or you are going to end up with an excess, and you're going to have to go back to the store and return the bins. So it really just becomes more hassle than it is helpful. Oftentimes, I think we fall into a trap of thinking that in order to be organized, every single bin has to match. And although I think this is amazing, I have used it in a couple spaces in my house, like you saw with the kitchen, where I had matching bins. Sometimes it works out, but other times you have bins that you can use that are just lying around your house. And because they're so different, these two obviously are the same, but these don't need labels at all, because I know exactly what's inside. I know the blocks go in here, and see, this is a huge bin that I maybe could even use for something else if I happened across a smaller bucket. Then I could free up this bigger bin for something else if I needed it. The Peppa Pig toys are there. So you see, I just used what I had. Now this is toilet paper, and then here are some like carpet cleaners and WD-40 and whatever that we use in our house. But it does not have to match. And in fact, when you don't match your bins, it reduces the need for labels. This is a hall closet. It's got a door. Nobody sees this but us. So especially since it's not out in the open, I'm totally fine with these bins not matching. Again, just don't fall into that trap thinking you have to match everything. This system works just great. Good luck on an organized 2022. I'm going to be filming more videos to help you get organized in the next year. So please subscribe. Thank you for being here, everyone, and I'll see you soon. Bye.